All right, welcome back to Problem Solver Politics. I am your host, Cardin Ellis, with Cody the Oracle.
Hey, everybody.
And it looks like we were asking the question yesterday, how is this going to affect the elections? And it looks like it officially has. Our first state. What?
This is.
Oh, this being coronavirus, obviously, because you can't talk about anything else. But anyway, looks like there actually are finally, I don't want to say some states, but a state who has officially postponed elections. We had a big question about whether it was going to happen up in the Northwest or any of these other areas that have been affected, but it is official. There is one state that is postponing elections, and we're going to see if this is starting a snowball effect. Cody, tell us what's going on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just over the last few days, we've been talking about this a lot because it is really interesting, and it's been kind of, like, it's strange to watch unfold because it's, like, it seems like it would probably be easier logistically to coordinate a bunch of elections in the midst of massive hurricanes and tornadoes and earthquakes than it does like a virus like this. Because here's the thing. Even if there's an earthquake or a tornado, if you can just get the place set up and get people there and figure out a way to get the truck away, it can get done. The problem here is you don't want the people to show up. You don't want them to wait in line. You don't want them to touch things. So what we've seen now is Louisiana has become officially going to be the first state in America to officially postpone elections. Now, what's interesting about this is they are believed going to be voting on Tuesday, which would be coming up in just a couple of days here. So what's fascinating about this is when they related to me. So they're announcing a delay, but listen to this. Louisiana will postpone its April 4th primary election for more than, Louisiana looks like will not be voting next Tuesday. They're voting in April. They'll be postponing their April 4th primary election for more than 2 months.
Wow, that's pretty significant.
On Friday,
man.
Becoming the first state in the nation to adjust its elections in response to the coronavirus outbreak. But what's really interesting about that to me, again, I got Louisiana confused with the states that are voting on Tuesday. The states voting on Tuesday, it seems that they will be going on as planned. Wrinkles I've seen, specifically in Florida, I've seen this brought up. I believe other states, they're trying to move polling places away from like senior living homes and stuff like that. They're trying to say like, hey, move it away.
They're making accommodations, but they're not strictly postponing. Yeah. Okay.
Bills are being introduced to allow for states that previously didn't really have expanded or any vote by mail systems. They're trying to get bills expedited to allow that to happen. But what's fascinating, we're seeing Louisiana say, look, we don't vote for another 3 weeks here, but we're still going to push it back basically into some point in May. Now it's one of the things that I get, maybe it's obviously different from state to state to state, but it's just fascinating to see. We have some states saying, we're just going to vote in a couple of days here, like nothing, like just business as normal. We're going to have more hand sanitizer. We'll try to like encourage elderly to vote by mail or something, but that's about it. And then we're seeing a state in Louisiana say our election's almost a month out. We don't care. We're not going to have it anyway. It's getting pushed back. So in a minute, I want to go through what some of the other U.S. states are doing, just to let you guys know what these 4 states are. We kind of covered a little bit, but we'll go into some specifics. But before, I want to bring up something else. This is from Bloomberg, ironically enough. But so UK has announced they're going to be delaying their London mayoral elections in May due to coronavirus. Now, again, they've announced they're delaying something that isn't supposed to be happening for months now. I believe May 7th. So what, a little under 2 months when this election would have been happening. So that is the one thing that does seem, it is concerning to see this kind of long-term planning, I guess you could say, coming from these states. It isn't, hey, we're going to keep an eye on it, maybe. For example, when Tom Perez was asked about the convention in Milwaukee, his stance was July's, months away. We're going to see what happens when we get there, more or less. I mean, I guess I'm kind of reading into it a bit, but he basically said, we have no plans on moving it. We're going to stay in contact. We have no plans on moving it. We have no plans to going to what had been discussed, which would have been a remote or basically an online convention, which, dude, I want to be in that Zoom meeting, man. I want to be in how many delegates would have to be in that Zoom meeting?
No electioneering. Oh, Bernie Sanders or bust. Bernie or bust.
Well, no, you would probably just see everyone's thing would light up. Yeah, it'd be. But anyway, it is just worth note. I wanted to highlight some of the stuff that's going on because we're seeing it also in England. I'm sure in other states it just sometimes takes a little bit longer for their local information to get translated to English by somebody and then given to us here in America. But our friends over there, the English speakers in England, they have got this to us quick. But yeah, it appears that France also, I think, is announcing they're going to go forward with their municipal elections as planned. So there does seem to be a lot of variance to what's going to happen. If your state hasn't voted yet, I have no idea if it's going to be, there'll be hand sanitizer at the voting booth. I don't know if it's going to be, they're going to move to online ballots. I don't know if it's going to be, you get pushed back a few months. Because again, going through it, we're going, Ohio. I believe Ohio is where we've seen Frank LaRose, the Ohio Secretary of State, has directed all county election boards to relocate voting locations that are near places where a high concentration of older people live, and county officials have been working to find new polling sites. Crazy. I maybe that's just weird wording from the article, but as far as I'm concerned, like I understand moving it out of literally, but like, can you not have it in an elementary school that's across the street from one?
Yeah.
Can you not have it in a fire station that's next door to one? Like, I wonder how they're going to be doing that. They also say on Wednesday that the county board reported the Secretary of State's office. They identified 128 locations around the state that would need to be changed. Oh, my God. In Hamilton County, home to Cincinnati, 26 polling locations have been moved. That is insane, man. 128 polling locations are going to get moved about 3 to 4 days before the election.
Wow.
So basically, as I'm reading through this, the more and more, I guess the takeaway I want to have from this is we were kind of hoping it wouldn't. The last few days we've been going back and forth. And it's less like obviously like the virus isn't physically preventing people from going out. Is the response from the government, and maybe the correct societal response is going to lead to necessary impact to voting. And it looks like more or less, yeah. If there was nothing going on right now, people would be jumping on tables screaming if they move 128 polling locations 3 days before an election. Are you kidding me? Oh, I knew where to vote up until the weekend before, and I figured, well, I guess, it's the weekend. I'll take it easy. I show up to vote on Tuesday, and they moved it. Like, normally people are freaking out over that. Like, if you don't pull up this specific articles and, where'd my polling location? You wouldn't even know. So that is the kind of situation right now where it's just kind of a footnote. Yeah, it's being moved. Another worry that we're having, too, is the availability of poll workers. Here's the thing. The volunteer group that skews older and whose absence on election day could lead to longer lines and bigger crowds, I would say the bigger key there is volunteer. What if I feel like, wow, they're really going through with elections in this state? I don't want people getting sick. Am I just going to stand there and say, oh, greetings, let me shake your hand, welcome to vote? Like, you probably will start seeing some stuff like volunteers trickle away. Now, there's probably some people that are going to say, don't care, it's important, I'll wash my hands, wear gloves, and do it. And that's probably, honestly, if someone's volunteering their day to a polling booth, they probably have more of that attitude about voting than not, I would say. But there we go. And then, again, just going through some of the other states, Illinois is going to Cook County and Chicago obtained a court order on Thursday that will allow the counties to issue vote-by-mail ballots to all nursing home residents in their jurisdiction. Florida is also talking about moving voting locations. The state has temporarily restricted visits to nursing homes, assisted living facilities, adult family care homes, long-term care facilities, and adult group homes. Wow.
I also like this note that says the department has bought, quote, oodles of soap, paper towels, rubbing oodles.
I know that's kind
of that's a really good one to put in air quotes.
But like, here's the kind of thing that feels like the kind of lines to me when this feels like the kind of thing as you're saying it, you realize, wow, this sounds dumb. Poll workers will be wiping down voting booths as they can. Awesome.
They can.
I'm sure. You know what? I'm sure any issues that could possibly arise, there'll be some. I'm glad to know that volunteers will be not even as necessary, just as convenient wiping down these voting booths. But here's the thing. The next time that follows it up, so this New York Times article is pretty good. They say that we're doing this in real time. He said last minute changes to cope with the virus. We're doing everything we can, and everybody's working together to make sure facilities are clean and people are aware. I believe the Mr. is Steve Van Cor, a spokesman for the supervisor, Pete Antonacci from Broward County. Oh, God, no, Broward County. County, they play by their own rules in Broward. But the thing I want to get to is he is honest there. He's saying, this is 10 days ago. What were your coronavirus plans for the election was not a conversation in America. I don't think any of these local states 10 days ago were saying, dude, I was looking up I was doing research for a video, right? And I pull up an article. And it said, Amy Klobuchar cancels rally due to protests. And I thought it was talking about like a Joe Biden. I was like, oh, no, it was actually when she was running. It said 11 days ago. I'm like, that was 11 days ago? 11 days ago, Amy Klobuchar was running for president? And look at where we are now. Now we're talking about how Louisiana is postponing their election scheduled for next month to 3 months from now. I mean, interesting stuff. But in Arizona, we're seeing the Secretary of State's office has recommended that voters either cast ballots by mail. Again, that seems to be the response from Arizona. Move towards mostly
this postponement,
mailing.
The original postponement that we talked about in Louisiana really isn't that big of a deal, only because, that puts us in May. There's multiple states. I don't think Georgia or Indiana vote until May anyway for their primaries.
I just
right?
mean the idea that there's states that are just voting on Tuesday, like nothing, like business as usual.
Yeah,
and we see a state preparing to not have their election next month. Like, it just,
Yeah.
there's a difference between we're going to have the election today, like, it's just, whatever, it's an election, and we can't have this a month from now. It won't be ready. I mean, we're seeing, I guess, varying response levels, right? And it is worth noting that large states like California, Texas have voted already, which is good.
Yeah.
I also want to note, though, that Los Angeles County officially declared a state of emergency to handle the coronavirus situation.
Ba-boom.
10 hours after polls closed on Super Tuesday. That was great.
We got the good stuff out of the way. But as soon as the polls closed in Los Angeles, state of emergency. Catherine Barger and Eric Garcetti got together and like, state of emergency.
Yeah, it wasn't 12 years ago and we had all you guys standing in lines in crowded gyms filling out, touching machines. But now it is. Well, it wasn't that. Now it is. So.
It's like waiting until you got your wife off the title of your house before you served her divorce papers. You know what I'm saying? It's just so bad. Anyway, hey, please let us know what you guys think. We want to continue this conversation as we're here in the California quarantine zone. We're going to be getting back to you guys in the comments as much as we can all day, releasing tweets throughout the day. Make sure you follow us on PSP Radio 1 or that you join the channel. It's a really great way to keep this content coming. Corporate sponsorship free. This is Problem Solver Politics. We'll see you guys in the next video.